Back to Great Day. No one wants cancer, but if it did happen, would you rather deal with it in the early stages and move on with your life, or find out when it's in late stages and more deadly? Jackie felt healthy and had no symptoms, so she didn't think anything was wrong. But images from advanced body scans showed a mass that had been growing for years with absolutely no warning.
My husband had a massive heart attack. I said, I'm going to do this now. They discovered a mass in my left kidney. The doctor said it had probably been growing 7 years, but I had absolutely no symptom. He said the fact that you had an urging in your heart to go and you followed that, he said that's the reason you're alive today. So I credit life to this full body scan, and I tell all my friends to have it done.
Besides cancerous tumors, advanced body scan can also predict a future heart attack, aneurysms, and other health issues when you can still do something about it. Steve Marler with Advanced Body Scan explains how this works. Steve, illnesses may be beyond our control, but what you've done with Advanced Body Scan is put a lot of the control back in our hands. The knowledge, our power of knowledge is what you're doing.
Yes, great point. Our health system is basically a sick care system, and it's difficult to get into that system unless you have a symptom. Most of the diseases we talk about don't have a symptom until it's too late. And so when you get a scan, you get a report, that's your ticket to get into the system.
Yeah, your mom passed away in connection to breast cancer. If it had been found earlier, she may still be with you, and that's what kind of set you on this path. But the good thing was you were able to impact your father's life after that.
That's correct. My father, the day we opened our facility, we put him in the first day and found out that he had calcium on a valve in his heart, which the doctor said much longer and he wouldn't have made it. We were able to get that fixed and a couple of other ailments, including cancer that we found with our scans, and I've had 12 great years with him since then.
Yeah, we know that an X% of the population is walking around right now one step away from a heart attack, the #1 killer. We know that X% of the population is walking around right now with cancer, with aneurysms, with all kinds of things that could take their life in a matter of seconds. So what you want to do is use Advanced Body Scan to give us an idea of what's there early when we have a much better chance of surviving and treating.
That's correct. And you're talking about the number. I know from our experience now in 100,000 scans, about 8 out of 10 people have some finding. Now, they're not all deadly, but there are findings. So anytime I'm in a crowd, I'm counting whether it's 20 people, there's 16 of them that have findings. We find these diseases at early stages, we can get them treated early.
Yeah.
That's the key.
You want people to work with their doctor. When you go for your yearly physical, there's obviously things they'll do. They'll ask you questions. How are you feeling? They'll take blood work. But the deal is when they ask how you're feeling, unfortunately, most diseases don't have a feeling attached to it until it's in its late stages.
Yes, you know, that physical is a 100-year-old exam, and I'm not saying don't do it. Keep doing whatever you're doing, but you need to see these diseases at early stages, and the best way to do that is with a scan.
Okay, this is the highest level scan you can get. It's super convenient.
It is, and it's very quick. You don't have to get undressed. You have about 5 minutes in total in the scan. There's nothing invasive, no needles, no dyes. You're just in and out of the machine after a couple of breath holds.
Yeah, all right, so in and out, and then what happens after that?
We have a board-certified radiologist on staff that reads every scan. He will do a radiology report as well as a calcium score, and if there's findings, you will get a call right away, and a few days later in the mail, you'll get your report if we don't have serious findings.
Yeah, you have so many other services as well, blood tests that go beyond what other blood tests are looking for. The brain MRI, I suffered a brain aneurysm, and so for me, that's very interesting, and then we know that there's oftentimes a genetic component to that, so I will have my son tested, and then also the virtual colonoscopy. Explain to us how that works.
So the virtual colonoscopy is using the same technology that we use for the body scan. It's a very simple process as well. There's nothing invasive other than they do inflate your colon just a little bit with some carbon dioxide. And then the CT technology actually flies all the way through your colon. But the key part of it, they can not only see inside where the polyps may be, but they can expand out and actually see the outside of the colon as well, which is normally where tumors are started and grow before they usually aren't found before it's too late, even with the regular colonoscopy.
And a lot of people love this because they're not going under.
That's correct. There's no anesthesia whatsoever. You literally get in the machine. It takes about 20 minutes. When you're done, use the restroom and you get dressed and walk out the door.
Yeah, colon cancer is a big killer, but this is the one that we have more control over than we think as long as we have early detection.
It is very curable according to the statistics that we see, as long as it's found at an early stage.
All right, Steve, thank you very much for giving us the tools to take our health into our own hands
My
and
pleasure.
Really impact the outcome. All right, Advanced Body Scan has a special introductory offer for Great Day Houston viewers. If you are one of the 50 callers, you'll receive the Couples Preventative CT Heart Scan for only $199. This is an excellent price for two people. Again, heart attacks are the #1 killer of men and women around the world, and most people will say they had no idea it was coming. In fact, we oftentimes say the first sign of heart disease is that heart attack. To get peace of mind and make an appointment, you can point your camera phone and scan the QR code on your screen right now, and that will take you to their site. Or for this offer, you can log on to advancedbodyscan.com/GDH. You can also call their office. Here's the number. It's 833-411-7226. Again, that's 833-411-7226.